A lot of men feel something right after high school that nobody really warns them about, right? You're finally free, you don't have classes, no schedule, no one telling you where to be. Your day isn't sectioned off by 45-minute windows. You don't have teachers asking for homework. You have all this freedom, and instead of feeling excited, you just feel lost, right? Many of us ask the question, what do I do with my life? How do I spend my time? Who do I want to be? And if you've ever been there, leave a comment, tell me about it. But I just remember my junior year of high school. I was going through this career switch. I changed what I wanted to do after high school. Up to this point, I was wanting to pursue software engineering, coding, and stuff like that. And that's what I was going to go into school after high school. And I didn't feel like I wanted to do that anymore. And I just was going through this switch of what do I want to do with my life? I was in this unique situation because my parents also wouldn't let me get a job during high school, so I felt very behind all of my peers who had jobs or saving money. A lot of them were already working towards specific schools or having scholarships already, and I was sitting there and I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I had no idea who I wanted to be, and I just want to say by the end of that year, something had changed. Something changed in my junior year that by the end of it, my life looked completely different. By the end of junior year, I decided I was going to homeschool my senior year. I had almost 2 years of college done by that point, and at that point, at the end of junior year, I had passion, I had goals, I had things I wanted to do. And if I look back 5, 6 years later, I'm in a completely different season of life from those who were my peers. I am way past them now. I'm in a different season of life, and I just want to say it's not because I'm lucky. It's not because I'm better than them, right? It's none of those things, but it's because I found something in that year. It's because I found something that many men miss until their late 20s, or many people miss until their early 30s, right? I found purpose. I had found something that I wanted to pursue. What do I mean by this? I mean that I didn't find the perfect job, or I didn't find the exact career I wanted to do. I didn't have everything figured out. I didn't come up with this meticulous plan that year. I just mean I stopped trying to build a life without knowing what I was building it for. A lot of guys try to force purpose from the wrong things. Some guys think relationships give them purpose. I spend a lot of time in a church environment, and it can very quickly become, once I find a wife, then my life starts. Then I can get a good career. Then I can do X, Y, or Z. A lot of people think that it's just relationships that get them purpose in life. There's a lot of very money hungry guys too. This is a huge thing in men's spheres. A lot of guys think if I just build up a ton of money right now, get nice cars, get a nice house, then I can do, again, X, Y, or Z. A lot of guys think it's just doing this thing, being somebody. And if I just make money fast, then I'll feel solid. Then I can retire early or whatever it is. But then there's some guys that just drift. You get a part-time job, a distraction, games, scrolling, whatever it is. And, they're living this lazy lifestyle, and I can look at them and I can say it's not because they're innately lazy, right? They maybe are acting that way, but it's because nothing in their life is pulling them forward. None of those things they're doing are bad. Part-time jobs can be good. Games can be good. A little social media can be good, but none of them are strong enough to carry you through life. None of those things are strong enough for you to be passionate about. They're not strong enough for you to build something, right? They're not the motivation for life. The reason why so many men feel lost after high school isn't because they don't have a job or a career. It's because they've never had to answer the question, who am I? They've never seriously considered who they are. Who am I? This is a time for you to decide, what kind of things do you value? What kind of man do you respect? How can you be that man? What kind of life is worth building? And how can I chase that? We leave high school being told what to do for 12 years, year after year, without ever having time to decide, who are you? Who are you becoming? Who do you want to be? What do you want to do with your life? For me, I found a lot of that in faith and in the church. But even with that, even with my journey, that the thing that happened wasn't an external thing. It was an internal thing. It was getting honest about who I am, about who I believe, and what kind of life actually makes sense for me to build. And once that identity formed, right? Once I knew who I was, who I wanted to be, the direction just became natural. The direction just followed the identity, not all at once, but close enough for me to take real steps. I didn't know where exactly I was going to be. Like I said, I didn't make this like perfect plan in 1 year, but I decided who I was going to be, and I said I'm going to start heading in that direction. And little step by little step, you eventually get to the destination. If you're lost right now, it doesn't mean something's wrong with you, right? A lot of time it means you've entered into a first season of life where these questions actually start to matter. And learning to live well, and if you want to live a good life, it starts right here in answering this question. You don't want to be a fake person, right? And if you're in that season, I just want to say to you, you're not behind. You're at the beginning of something super cool. You could be at the beginning of something super amazing for your life. And I think that's worth taking very seriously.